Hi students, Mrs. Gaunt here. Right now when I'm filming this, it is Thursday afternoon. So I've already seen you today and we've already done a little bit of what's in OneNote, but I wanted to touch base with you and let you know that I have added some things and there's a little bit of difference this week. So I'm here on the Schoology page and you can see folder 6. So I want to point out that you've got extra days to finish your work here. October 8th through October 18th is the time frame you have to do your work. That's because next week, when you would ordinarily be at school, you won't be. You have MEA break days. Okay, so I didn't give you extra work or anything, but what a great opportunity to have a couple extra days to not focus on new work and instead catch up on things that might be missing. Make sure as you do missing work, though, I know a lot of students will start doing that as we get close to the end of the quarter. Make sure you're filling out the form at the top of the page so I remember to go look at it and give you credit for your work. Okay, so the only thing in our folder right now is the podcast assignment. This video will be there too, so there'll be two things. You don't see a Nearpod lesson here this week. And the reason for that is because I put videos on the OneNote pages, and we'll see that in a few minutes. And since we're going over that together in class, I really didn't feel like we needed a Nearpod assignment, a Nearpod lesson to go through. Keep an eye on this page, though, because I may put something in there like a review assignment so that you'd be ready when you come back, because you'll be gone for quite a while, and I want to make sure that you're ready for learning what's coming next when you do get back. So please keep an eye on this folder. Don't assume that nothing else is going to be added. I'll try and put a notice at the top of the page if I do add anything to the folder that you need to see. All right, let's jump over to OneNote. And if you were in class with me today, you know that we had this bell work page that we did together, just kind of a thinking activity to get us ready for the work of learning about cells. So please complete that by reading through it and highlighting the answer that you think is correct. The graph analysis page is a graph that I chose because I thought it was interesting. It actually has two parts. This part at the top where there's this green and orange and red line is kind of a separate graph from the one that's below it, although they are related to each other. So you kind of have two things to look at. So I've been talking to you about taking your time to look at graphs and really dig into them and treat them like a puzzle so that you learn as much out of them as you can, kind of like squeezing out that last drop of good learning that you can get out of the graph. So I put some things here to help you remember what to do in order to give it a really good analysis. And try and do these things in order. Take your time and do them well before you ever go look at the questions. So first, carefully examine the graph. Look it over, see what is interesting, see what sticks out, notice things about it. Second, read the title and the subtitle. And I told you in class today that it's a great idea to read these things out loud. It gives you more focus on what you're saying, what you're reading, and you have the benefit of hearing it at the same time. So you're really engaging a lot of different parts of your brain, which means better learning is going to happen. You're going to remember it longer and get more out of it. So reading out loud is an awesome thing. Number 3, read all the words. So I've asked you to read the title and the subtitle, but now I want you to read every one of the other words that's on here as well. Read each one. Take a look at the numbers that go along with the words. Even read this stuff at the bottom because it tells you how they got the information, what ages the people were, when they took the survey. This word verbatim responses just means that they took word-for-word answers and maybe have changed them a little bit so that they would fit into categories. All right, and then the last thing is think about what the colors mean. Colors in a graph almost always have a special meaning, so read them. Why are these bars red, by the way? There is a reason, okay? And then come down and answer all the questions. You can do a good job on this, I'm sure. You're getting better and better at graph analysis all the time. All right, on the notes page, if you were in class with me today, we did start this. Oops, one of these is moved. So I think it's this one. Let me move it. Oh, wrong one. This one is moved. All right, so there's one video right there called The Wacky History of the Cell Theory, and we watched that in class today, so you only need to watch it again if you weren't here in class today. And that video covers these first 3 questions. The second video is more detailed. We started watching that in class today, but we did not finish. You need to finish that at home, and the sooner the better, so that you're ready for our processing activities tomorrow and beyond. So all of the stuff in these bottom notes, where it's purple and beyond, and even this orange stuff, it looks like a ton, and it is kind of a lot, but you're only filling in the blanks. So what we did in class today, which I think is helpful, is read ahead a couple of blanks before you start the video. That way you know what you're listening for. And when you hear those answers, pause the video, go fill in the answers, and then look ahead at the next couple of blanks before you start the video again. That means you're not going to miss things. And then once you've gone all the way through it and you've filled in all the blanks, please watch this second video, the one about biology cell structure. Watch that again from start to finish, just listening to it and watching the cool pictures. It's only like 7 minutes long, so it's not that big a deal. And it will help you see the big picture of what we're learning about with these organelles. Processing activity 1, which we plan to start in class tomorrow, has a picture of a cell that looks like this and a picture of a cell that looks like this. So we're going to talk about why they're different, what each of them is called, and then these organelles on the inside will be labeled. We'll do that together. We'll go through class and add labels to all these. So if you're not in class with me, I plan to post I plan to post or tell you where to find a picture that kind of describes what these are, so you can figure out what each of these organelles looks like. All right. Processing activity 2 is kind of a table that puts all your learning together, because that first notes page that had all the fill in the blanks had tons of information about where the organelles are located and what their functions are. And then we saw in the diagram what they look like, and you saw that in the video too. So on this page, you're going to go back to the notes and the processing activity 1 and fill in where the organelle is located, what is its function, and then sketch a description. So there are, I think, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, there's 9 on here, and that's less organelles than you saw in the picture. But I put these 9 on here because those are the ones that will be on the test that you'll take when you get back the next week. Finally, on this page, the instructions tell you when you have finished filling out the table, I'm going to ask you to use the highlighter tool to color code the names that you see here with the same names that you see in processing activity 1. So whatever this is called, we'll color code that to match what its name is over here. And then we'll go back to the notes page and we'll color code wherever those things show up in our notes too. And that'll be a great tool to help you study for the test, because you can easily find the same organelle in each page because they'll have the same picture. The same color. All right, and as usual, there's a checklist, and there's nothing on here about a Nearpod this week. So that's that. I think you'll enjoy this, and don't forget, when you're all done with this, if you've got time left over, which you should, because this is an extra long period of time, you should be going back to the grade book to catch up on missing work. You don't want to save that till the last. All right, we'll see you guys on Friday, and have fun with this. See ya.